Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to my craft studio. So today is Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, and I'm Nancy Thompson, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I welcome you to some creative ink. Let's get started. I'm here to inspire you. So you're going to create a beautiful project and share that project with someone that you love. So come on in, say hello, let me know where you're from. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you, and I encourage you to hit that bell and subscribe to my channel so you can follow along for the latest tutorial. I go live on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. and YouTube only on Fridays. So Wednesday is a simple and easy card, and Friday is either a fun fold or a technique. So we're gonna get started, but first let's welcome a few that have joined in. Hi Colleen and Shirley, welcome. It's been a rainy couple of days here in Skaneateles, and I think probably most of central New York. So today we have a simple and easy card with the new Pretty Florals Bundle and designer paper. I love this. This is so pretty. And there is a coordinating die set that goes with it as well. Right here. So, but we'll look at them a little bit easier when let's get started and go to my desktop, okay? Because it's time to get crafty, right? Okay, so here is the stamp set, Pretty and Floral, and it's got that lilac image and a couple other floral type images. I don't know, maybe not really tulips, but some type of flowers. They're all flowers. And then we have, so it's a great two-step stamping set. So all you really need is paper and ink, really, to get this. And Colleen, she was early yesterday, like 24 hours early. And I'm so glad you came back today. And hi, Carol, welcome. Okay, and then there's a die set that will match up with some of the images, okay? And then there's bonus dies as well, like this one here. These here are like bonus dies. This one will match up with one of the images, like that one. And this little die here, it's a set of 3. That's what this is a set of 3 flowers, and then they've got these coordinating, like kind of makes part of the stem, you know, like where it might have the green part or something, so you can get that two-tone effect. And this will cut out the lilac, or I'm guessing it's lilacs. They look like lilacs to me. And then of course we have dies that will cut out these as well. So it's kind of a neat set. Okay, so what else do we have today that we're using? So that's the Pretty Florals. We're going back to I love the set, Simply Said. We're going to use the Thinking of You words today. And look at this beautiful paper. You could even fussy cut some of these images as well, okay? And then here's the flip side. We have that with Secret Sea. Okay, I love this. It's just, I guess maybe they're not lilacs. They're hyacinths is what they're supposed to be. That's what it is. So we've got that, and then there's the flip side of that one. And then we have these. These aren't really tulips. I'm not sure what they are. And then there's the strawberry slush pattern on the back side of that. And then we have this one right here, and this is like our cloud cover type ink coloring. And you know, these are kind of fun. You could definitely fussy cut these, and I almost want to say, I don't know, I don't think you could use the die. Maybe you could use that die on it. Now that I'm looking at it, let's see. Let's just look at that. I think it would cut it out, and you would get the impressions on it to give it more texture on that floral image. So that's cool. And this one here will cut out this, I believe. Either this one or this one. I'm not sure. Maybe I've got them upside down. you know, it will cut out these bigger ones. So that's neat. And I think that might be about it, because there's no leaves, because they're bigger. Okay, so let's get back to looking at our designer paper. I got sidetracked there, right? Okay, and then we have this design here with kind of like a berry burst bubble bath, tiny little flowers here. Hi, Gail, welcome. And then finally, this is my favorite one here. I love, this is like a strawberry slush color, but to me it's like a little bit more real red mixed in there. We've got the timid tiger, the darling duck, granny apple green. There's some summer splash in here, so there's a lot of great colors. And then there's the flip side to that one. So pretty nice, springy, floral designer paper. Okay, so our card is going to be based on, let me show you the sketch today. This is our card sketch number 41, and that's what our card's going to start, you know, that's how we're going to build our foundation for our card here. So so first off, we're going to pull in our stamp cut and emboss machine, and we're going to use, hang on, I've got a little leaning tower going to fall. Okay, we're good. So we're using our stamp cut and emboss machine. We have platform 1, because we're going to go with this right here. Does it say? Let's see. Standard embossing folder. Okay, that's what this is, because this is our new damask embossing folder right here, and it's just standard. And then we need 2 of the number 3 plates, which are these clear plates, the clear cutting pads. And we're going to use a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of cloud cover cardstock. And I was lining it up with this line on our folder. And I'm going to put the hinge in first, is what they recommend, because it sits on your platform better, okay? So, because as I was telling my club members and my team, when you've got it this way, it kind of overlaps the platform a little bit. So you got to be really, really careful. So like if you were embossing envelopes, you needed them stick out this way or something, you really need to make sure that when you're putting it through the machine that you're not rubbing your folder on the edge and ruining your fold here, okay? So just take your time with it. Make sure you've lined everything up on your platform and crank her through. If it's off kilter, don't be afraid to back it out, all right? Because I'd rather use another piece of cardstock versus ruining the folder. All right, so that's all we needed to do, and then we will look at this really cool reveal here. Let's see, I'm just refreshing my page here. There we go. Okay, so let's look at our embossing. We used this yesterday at my club. There we go. I know lighting is bad today because it's so dark and dreary out. Hopefully that's good enough. There we go. Okay, so we got that done. Now let's go to our card base. So we have some thick basic white cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and I pre-scored it. All right, but we're gonna just burnish the end. Hi Noni, welcome. Okay, and let's see here. There we go. Okay, I'm just scrolling on my thing here. All right, so we're going to adhere. No, we're not. We're going to adhere that last. We're going to set that aside. So we have a piece of our designer paper. This is going to be 4 inches by 2 inches, okay? We're going to adhere that first. Here's my adhesive. Let's do this. Just in case, I'm going to wait to put it on my card base, just in case I cut my paper wrong. Then I can trim off any excess that I wanted. So I paired up all the designer papers because we have 6 designs, right? So I've got samples of all 6 here to share with you in all different kinds of color schemes. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it to put it in the middle, but you can put it wherever you'd like. Okay, so we have a stylish shape. It's the largest square die in the stylish shapes. I forgot to pull that out. So these are the stylish shape dies. These are like an all-time favorite. I actually have 2 sets because when I'm cranking dies through, I want to crank a lot. So I use the largest square of this die set. These are a must-have, I think, the stylish shapes, because they're great for all kinds of labels. So, and then we have, this is from the Everyday Details or Nested Essentials, okay? So when you looked at that sketch, the banner was a lot longer, right? Because the banner was kind of like underneath this square. So we're going to take our trimmer and I'm going to just kind of cut it in half approximately. So I'm going to just, that's about 1.5, a little less than 1.5 inches. All right, we're going to split it in half, and we just made it longer to go underneath our banner or underneath our die here. Okay, so we're going to stamp on here, and we are using, yeah, Nancy, I didn't pull out any stamps here. Hang on. Let's see, we're going to use that one and this one, right? And did I not grab that? I need one more over here. Here we go. Okay, we've got this. I got the inks on my desk, but I forgot to grab some blocks. Okay, let's put this onto here. It's a good thing my blocks are close by. And I need another larger one. Here we go. Okay, we can put this one onto here. So we're going to start with our greeting, okay? Because I want to make sure I have room for my greeting. And we're going to simply put this thinking of you right at the bottom here. All right. Voila. So there's our greeting. And then we're going to take our garden green and our set of 3 here. And I'm looking to make sure I got really nice coverage on my stamps. Okay, and we're going to just simply stamp that. And we're done. You know what? Nah, we're good. And then we're going to take our strawberry slush. Okay, because strawberry slush is in here. Now this is a 2-stepping stamp, okay? So it's meant to overlay each other. So we're going to make this layer, this is the solid one. We're going to simply stamp off. And when you're practicing, you know, if you have a solid image, you can kind of practice to see, do you want it once, twice, or 3 times? I think I like this one the best. So we're going to just stamp off and stamp our floral image, our flowers there. And now we can go full strength, and it's going to look like we have 2 different colored inks here. Okay. Oh, good, Gail. I'm glad you love that folder. It's a pretty one. Okay, isn't that just gorgeous? Look at those, you know, so it even looks like you've got 2 different colors. In reality, you just have 1. Okay, so we're rocking right along here. So I think we can put this on our card base now. Okay, so let's grab that. What's it here? I gotta fill my glue bottle again. That must mean I'm making lots and lots of cards. I just need time to address some. Okay, let's just adhere this onto here. Just about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. There we go. And I am going to just kind of put this in general proximity, okay, just to kind of get an idea. And that looks pretty good, I think. So I'm going to just kind of leave that there. And so I kind of know, or I want to make sure I've got enough height there. Okay. So let's do this. Let's get some glue. And I'm just centering this from side to side. There we go. And this is die cut out of Strawberry Slush cardstock. Okay. So a simple sketch. If you didn't have the nested essential dies, you could just create a rectangle and then flag it, you know. So that way, so I'm using my die cut here. Just I'm kind of buttoning it up here and getting it flat. So so I get this even, right? All right, I think that looks good. And that's going to look perfect. So let's grab some dimensionals. And we are almost done here. I love creating with cardstock sketches, and I hope you are starting to get comfortable with them as well. Will this one be in the newsletter? No, it could be. I'm working on the newsletter. So if you are not signed up for my newsletter, make sure you go and subscribe if you're watching for the first time, because it's jam-packed full of all kinds of information. There's some great tutorials from the last several weeks, so you don't want to miss out on them. Okay, that's looking good. Let's add this silver and white sheer bow. As soon as I grab some glue dots here. So let's put a glue dot on here. Find it first. There we go. So we're going to just put it over here on the edge. It could go anywhere as you want. And we are going to, I'm missing a pair of scissors. You know how something gets lost? I was just using them last night, but I don't know where that other pair went. Here we go. Okay, and let's add some rhinestones, because that's gonna bling it up for us a little bit. What did I do? I gotta look at my sample here. Okay, so I did, the rhinestones come in 3 different sizes. So let's take your pick tool. We're going to use the largest one and go right in the center of the flower, and then let's grab a medium one for this one and an itty bitty one for this flower. Okay, adds just enough sparkle, I think, to our card. And let's finish up the inside. Let's add a little strip of designer paper. I gotta look. What do you think? This or this? I think we're gonna go with this side. Let's go with the Secret Seaside. Something different. So we added some glue. This is just a 1/2-inch strip. Lots of times you have, you know, some scraps you can cut them with and trim them off. I like to always make it a little bit wider than normal. And let's see. Yep. Okay. This is a little scrap of cloud cover here. So let's add this on. And this. Get it even. I feel like it needs a little trim off there. Look at that. Pretty, pretty. Okay, we got to finish our envelope here, and then I will share all the other designs with you. So let's do this. So Friday, we're doing a fun fold. I'm all set and ready. Oh, I struggled with that one. So you're going to want to tune in, because I don't think we've done it before. It's maybe a similar one, but I mastered it finally. I think I spent a whole day on it, but finally it just clicked, and yeah. And I got the measurements all set and ready. Okay, look at that beauty. Lovely, isn't it? Yeah, this tutorial will be in the next newsletter because I'll pair it with the fun fold that goes with this on Friday. Okay, so let's look at the other. Make sure you put your, I gotta put my little stopper on my glue so that way it doesn't dry out. Righto. And let's look at, so here's my original one right there. So they both look pretty identical. So what do you think? I used, which side do you like better? Do you like the Secret C or do you like the floral paper right there? So I'm not sure. What do you think? We'll just set those aside. Here's this one right here, the bubble bath with some Blackberry Bliss, that kind of bubble bath with a little bit of berry burst in there. And this one's kind of similar, kind of just the reverse color scheme here. Okay. And then we have this Darling Duck right here. It's got this pattern right there with some Summer Splash Darling Duck ink. And then here's Summer Splash with some Secret C. And then the Summer Splash ink that's been stamped off. And then finally, we have the Timid Tiger with some cloud cover. And that's the Timid Tiger ink there as well. So, I don't know. Anybody have a favorite there that they're in love with? So we've got like this one, the Timid Tiger. We'll call it Timid Tiger. This is cloud cover. This is Summer Splash, Darling Duck, Bubble Bath, and then Blackberry Bliss. What a collection, huh? All right, let's see if anybody's got any questions. So remember, if you need to order anything, you can go to my website and order at cratewithnancy.com. And better yet, we have an awesome special going on right now. So if you have a $100 wish list, you may want to consider taking advantage of Stampin' Up! Starter Kit, all right, the Join Kit. So for $99 and sales tax, you can choose $165 in product. How can you beat that? So if you would love more information about that and be part of my Inkin' with Heart Stampers team, we would love to have you join our community. And also, the other thing I want to share with you is to make sure to mark your calendars. Let's get rid of that right there. Mark your calendars for our retired Stampin' Up! Stamps and Crafting Supplies sale coming up in just a couple of weeks, okay? Yeah, like 2 weeks from tomorrow. So be watching the newsletter. There'll be more information in the newsletter as well. So lots and lots. The barn will be full of all kinds of stuff. And so make sure you put these dates on your calendar, and we hope to see you. And I'm trying to think what else. I think that's about it. So come back on Friday for a fun fold using this beautiful designer paper and stamp set. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I used the stamp set. Yeah, I did use the stamp set. We stamped with it again. So, okay. You're okay, Gail. We already had one person take advantage of it. So, oh yeah, you can do it again. You can, anybody can take advantage of it. As long as they're not a current active demonstrator, anybody can sign up again. All right, wow, what a great, thank you, Colleen. I appreciate it. And Carol, I'm glad you enjoyed them. So get out there, get in your craft room and do some creative ink and share those beautiful designs with others to make the world a brighter and kinder place. So we will see you again soon. Thanks so much for coming.